All right, let's take a look at. All right, let's take a look at question number 2. Sorry, I was losing a lung. Number 2 says angle A is blah, angle B is 68.9, angle C is 12.3, and I have side A is 1.82 inches. Question is what is angle A? First off, why do I need to know what angle A is? Well, truthfully, my instinct is anytime I have two angles of a triangle, I can find a third one, so I might as well do that, okay? And so keep that in mind. So if you have two angles of a triangle, you should always look for the third one. So let's go ahead and do 180 minus 68.9 minus 12.3 and solve. Calculador, save the day. Gotta turn on. 180 minus 68.9 minus 12.3 gives me 98.8. So this is 98.8. All right, now that I have all the angles, note that we have an angle and a side. And anytime you have an angle and a side, if you recall from this, if you don't, maybe you should watch the video for number 1. But angle and side means you use the law of sines. So I'm going to say sine 98.8 over 1.82 equals, and we have to make a decision. Do you go after B or C? Well, whenever you get a choice, it doesn't really matter here, but whenever you get a choice and you're using the law of sines, you should go after the smallest one first. It really doesn't matter here, but just to emphasize that point, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So sine 12.3 over C, cross multiply and divide, 1.82 sine 12.3 over sine 98.8 equals C. Okay. By the way, just want to emphasize that when I cross multiply and divide, I'm doing it all at once because my real estate is not that much. I really don't have a lot of space. In fact, I'll probably have to end up solving this problem on another sheet of paper. But what I'm doing is 1.8 times sine 12.3. So 1.82 times sine 12.3. And then you divide by this value. Okay? So I'm doing it all at once, but you know what? Let me go ahead and do it on another sheet of paper. If you're having issues with this, let me do it all step by step. So it's going to be sine 98.8 times C equals to 1.82 times sine 12.3. Okay? And then I divided by sine 98.8 sine 98.8. Okay, so that's I'm just doing it in one step as opposed to two. Hopefully you're comfortable with that. If not, just go ahead and do it on your own pace. Like I said, I'm showing, I jumped straight there because I was running out of space. Not that I don't think it's really going to matter at this point, but I did it. All right, so we're going to do 1.82 on the calculator. So that's me typing on the calculator. You heard the keys, but you didn't see the numbers. Times sine 12.3 divided by sine 98.8. Okay, so there you go. Close it. You actually don't have to close it, but I'll close it just to make it look pretty. And we get 0.39. 0.392. 0.39, I'll just go ahead and write 2. Now, some of y'all in class were asking, Mr. Anderson, is it okay that I got 0.392? Because this got a decimal. And the answer is, yeah, it's fine. In fact, if you're looking at this, 98.8 versus 1.82, and then you look at 68.9. Well, 68.9, or I'm sorry, 12.3. 12.3 is a lot smaller than 98.8. So whatever it is in respect to 1.82, it's going to be a lot smaller. So 0.392 actually, seeing this number makes me happy because it is making sense. Okay, 0.392. In other words, what I'm saying here, just to emphasize this, the largest angle should correspond to the largest side, the smallest to the smallest. And this is kind of nice because if you make a silly mistake and you see that your numbers aren't making sense, then this is a way to check to see, hey, I'm not doing things correctly. And you always want to have buffers when you do math because everybody makes silly mistakes. We all make silly mistakes in regards to math. All right, so now what do I do to solve this? Well, I have 98.8, 1.82, and like I said, you just really just do the same thing again, only now I'm going to use 68.9. Okay, so let me see if I can squeeze this in here. So sine 98.8 over 1.82 equals to sine 68.9 over b. All right. Again, want to emphasize that I use sine 98.8 divided by 1.82 because that's the more precise one. Now you could have turned to me like, well, Mr. Anderson, that has a 0.8. But remember, we subtracted these from 180 initially right here. And when we did this, I'll just write that in there. When we did this, the decimals were precise. So this is actually this is as precise as it can be. Okay. Once I get here, I'm going to cross multiply and divide. And because I'm running out of space, I'm just going to say what b is equal to. I'll just type it on the calculator, though. And it's going to be sine 98.8 times, oops, I'm sorry, it's going to be 1.82 times sine 68.9 divided by sine 98.8. Okay, and that would give me my answer. In fact, you know what, let me go ahead and write it out. You saw as I was trying to do it in my head, I goofed. And so, even though it's kind of a little cramped, I'm going to go ahead and do that over here because I need space. And so this gives me b to become, like we said, 1.71 or 1.72. Okay? All right, so now I got b to be 1.72. And that's my answer. All right, there you go. We got this all done. Sees more of law of sines, law of cosines. By the way, if you're watching this video, and I don't know if you can hear this or not, but you're maybe hearing a cat meow. That's this little kitty right here. It's meowing all the time. So if you hear a little cat meowing, don't freak out. Yes, I'm a crazy cat person. Thank you very much.